Hello and welcome to this week's Trade Plates TV, live from Borehamwood. We're at AutoVolo's headquarters. Joining me today, from next to me, we've got Stuart Askey, who is Sales Director here at AutoVolo. Then we've got Stefan Volosnich. Was that right?
Yeah, that was.
Are you impressed? CEO. And next to him, Jim Reid, the Director of Jim Reid Vehicle Sales. They almost got all of that. Obviously, you guys have got some really big news going on at the moment. You're developing this 1,000 voices thing. Do you want to just explain a little? Do you know who wants to chip in first with what the idea is behind that?
Sure, yeah. 1,000 Voices scheme we announced a couple of weeks back in Car Dealer magazine. So the aim basically is to give an opportunity to 1,000 dealers out there to take a 20% stake in the AutoVolo business. A bit of a unique, different approach. So give them an opportunity to kind of have a voice and a platform within the industry. Never kind of really been done like this before. So, you know, we're a fast-growing company, and if we can get the support of, you know, hardcore nucleus of dealers on an ongoing, regular basis, then hopefully we can, you know, move the business forward in a much quicker pattern than we're doing at the moment, which has been pretty rapid, and considering we only launched less than 1 year ago, 2 weeks tomorrow. On Stefan's birthday. Remember it.
Don't give too much.
Greatly. it was his birthday present to himself. So yeah, it's
for the industry, not for myself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So 20% stake is quite a big number. You've obviously got a lot of faith to
Yeah,
give that away.
This came out of my dad's education. He always told me it's better to share a cake with 1,000 people than eating something no good on your own. Yeah. And all my business models are quite working the same way. I do have another 4 businesses which is in different sectors. And I realized that if you put something out there and give back to the people on the industry, you'll get more support and you'll have more success than doing on your own. And after we had an interesting chat with Jim Reid, which obviously represent majority of the Twitter car dealer portal, and understand more about the industry and how the things are getting done, we decide, okay, there is a space to be a number 2 in UK, because at the moment we had so many people coming to the market and say, well, we're going to be the Auto Trader, we're going to be number 2, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but actually with the approach they provide till day, seems to be that they're going on the wrong direction. And we achieved a lot since last year. To be honest, we overcome our expectations. We said last year, if we can celebrate 1 year of being live with 50,000 cars online, we'll be more than happy. And so far we have 177,000 stock. And by this chance, I would like to thank all of the support we received from all the feeds providers, which they've been on our side, they support us, the likes of G-Forces, Blue Sky, ClickNet, and also on the list is big, but I will really thank you to these guys. And yeah, I said, let's go for it and let's give that option to the dealers. Of course, there's a big challenge because many people asking a question, how they're going to do it? If you ask me last year, what will be the result of AutoVolo in 2016, will be quite hard to answer, because you're entering in the new market, you're entering a new industry, you're facing a new challenge, you are new into the market, you got the competitors jumping on you. But we found out that if you're doing different things, you can obviously achieve the same goal as your competitors without bidding on CPC every day, because this is what they do on the high level. Obviously, without budget marketing, which is comparison to car gurus and few other people on the market, is 10%, we achieved great things,
Yeah, definitely.
We're sitting on top of a few of them. I won't mention numbers and names, but even this success we achieved so far, we are still far away to being number 2. And I think if we can get this right setup for the 1,000 voices and get the right approach to the market, we'll have more likely to become number 2 within a matter of 2 years or 3 years. It's not going to happen overnight, We understand the frustration of people. They want an instant result. They just like, yeah, but can I see your stats in comparison to Auto Trader? Well, you can see them, but Auto Trader, they have a massive brand presence, and they did the right thing back in 2000. If you remember, they had all the corner street, all the shops that was branded Auto Trader, and if you go and ask people, well, we can see clearly on our phone calls recordings, people calling from AutoVolo and they're saying, "Hi mate, I saw your car online on Auto Trader," which, you know, that brand is into their brain, you know, this is what we're trying to replicate. You know, obviously, that's why we have different approach with the car washes, with the retailers, with the, you know, trying to put our brand in front of drivers, in front of people entering onto their car, being there for them to build that, you know, strong message. We can see for a fact that it's working. We got a massive results, which we can, you know, prove at some point when we're going to have this meeting with the dealers, that people coming from our competitor to AutoVolo in a high percentage, you know, after 9 months of being live, I believe is a great achievement and is growing every day.
So Jim, I think we can sort of announce today that you're going to be the dealer representative or sort of top dog in this new group of dealers. What are your thoughts on it?
I think there's a real appetite for dealers out there for change. The classified side of things has been, as we all know, been one main player for years and years and years. It needs change. There is massive opportunity for change. There's more than one opportunity out there, I think, than just AutoVolo. There's obviously other classified sites out there to obviously use, but we have got to change what's actually happening out there. There's three. In the way I look at it, there's three different ways that dealers can go. We either stay with what we've got just now, with the model we've got just now, and pay what we're actually paying just now, and moan continually about the costs of advertising and marketing going up. The second option is you go and get a dealer-only run website, who runs it? You know, who runs that site? You know, where does it come from? Where's it funded from? I mean, most dealers can't agree with each other, you know. So I mean, how we get a group together without being policed, you know, it's very difficult. Or then do we go with somebody who is, you know, like AutoVolo, have got already some traction on the marketplace, fantastic growth. I mean, I see the figures. That's what gets me excited. I see the figures, and you know, I see the growth that they're making. With only, you know, you can hardly believe it's only within the 12 months. It's incredible, really. And we've got a fighting chance of obviously making a change to dealers, and to get 1,000 dealers together to take up 20% of the share, I think it's a fantastic opportunity and not to be missed. That's my thoughts.
When are you going to be holding your first dealer meeting?
Well, we put a few days forward, and obviously because August is a bank holiday month, you know, people, all of them out of the country, having some nice sunny places in their mind.
You're not taking everyone to Tenerife or something then?
Well, no.
Maybe next year.
We like to have in Barbados in 5 years.
Definitely. Can I come to that?
Yeah, definitely. No, I think 14th of September is going to be the first meeting.
Okay.
We're kind of working towards that date, but it's not pointed there. I mean, we can change the middle of September, or we need to accommodate, because you see so many people come from Scotland, from different places, and perhaps we're going to have to hold a meeting to suit them, because, you know, nobody will travel 500 miles to come to this meeting. We're trying to make as easy as possible for them to attend and to understand exactly the principle of AutoVolo. It's more than a portal classified website, but we just discussed it, Jim. There's lots of people there need to get a clear message of how to get the customer to the showroom. It's not enough we bring the lead to them. You know, we've been going through the phone calls and we learn a lot about the dealer's conversation with the customer. You know, you need to be more friendly, more encourageable. You know, you need to have more sense of convincing the customer to come in, and we are prepared to spend that time. Once we set up these 1,000 voices, we'll have a quarterly meeting with them in the venue and go through and learn, because, you know, it's a learning process. You know, to improve the quality of selling, you need to learn, and we can put that good example and bad example in front of them and let them judge for it, because end of the day, if somebody tell you what to do, it's your choice. If you want to do better, have more sales, have more customers, have a repeat customers coming back to you. He said, I learned something in business. It's nothing better than the motto of war. Like when people say, I'm satisfied with SF Stefan, brilliant, they've done a great job. You will refer other customers to come to you. You know, when the word is spreading and you get a good reputation in the market, you're done. You're getting the best out of it. And obviously Jim Reid is one of the examples which I was impressed with the quality of services offering on the social media. His website is spot on. We got 15 customers in the last 7 days, left AutoVolo, went straight to his website. And the quality of service he's offering is brilliant. He had the lead just as a test, and he followed up second day. He's amazing. He's amazing.
So do you see a lot better quality of leads that come from AutoVolo? Or?
We've seen a quality of leads coming from
Right.
AutoVolo. There's absolutely no doubts about that. I mean, it's very difficult because very early stages. We've only been, I think it's 2 weeks with AutoVolo.
Second week,
Yeah.
Second week with AutoVolo.
So 15 leads in 2 weeks. Is
Yes,
not
indeed.
bad at all,
That's
is it?
in 7
That's quite a
days.
lot,
Yeah, so it's going through at the website. So I mean, it's a great start. So let's hope it continues. But following up on what Stefan said there with regards to the dealer side of things, I think once we become obviously a group of dealers, 1,000 dealers together, I think we can learn a lot from each other as well.
Yeah.
Because I think looking at the forums, for instance, in the Car Dealer Magazine forum, the Twitter Car Dealer forum as well, we help each other on there. It's a group of dealers all together helping each
Exchanging
other.
ideas and stuff.
And we can do that, we can replicate that with AutoVolo and have that, have that potential of profitability at the end of it as well, so.
Which is the most important thing, isn't it?
Well, it's one of the most important things. I think if you can get profitability from an investment, which you've obviously made, but it's only a fraction of the price that you're paying other bigger companies, I think you've won a watch. To be quite honest with you, I think you can, and if you're learning along with that as well from other dealers, I think it's a great process.
Definitely. So, like I said, almost 1 year on. Are you guys where you hope to be? Are you further ahead?
I think we're definitely ahead of where we expected.
And have you got predictions for, I guess, 6 months' time now?
Well, it's going to be an interesting 6 months. And we're really excited, and obviously working with Jim closely, we can see the feeling in the industry that there is time for change and the opportunity is now, and we think we're in a good position. Obviously, being a relatively small company compared to some of our competitors, we are able to flex and kind of turn the boat a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So a good example is obviously the scheme that we put forward here. So there's not many organisations that would be prepared to give 20% of the business away, having spent millions of pounds and investing in the platform, the stock's there, the dealers are there, it's all ready to go basically. There's no upfront cost to coming in to join the scheme. Obviously we will like to present the details fully to the dealers that can come along to the presentation, because Jim's had the benefit of seeing the back end, what we're doing. That's what we need to share and impart with the dealers. We're never going to be able to do that through a glossy brochure or a magazine, because they need to feel and see the figures for themselves and also share the passion as well.
Transparency counts, doesn't it?
Meet us face to face, we can share. We're the new kids on the block, but we're eager to learn, and we're flexible.
We did this growth part-time, to be honest with you, until today.
We've got 4 businesses on the go.
Yeah, we got a few other businesses on the go. We did this part-time, and it's excellent result. I'm quite happy, and with the right support, with the right people. We had a good feedback from CDX16, great show. We hope this will continue, and we're more than happy to support that for next year, to be there, to maybe to be with some more exciting prize draws and stuff. We learn a lot from the industry, from Jim. Obviously, Jim gave us a lot of insight, information, which we much appreciate that, and hope will not disappoint the industry. We will not be one of those which came and gone. We plan to stay for longer. Obviously, once we establish UK market, our plan is to go abroad, to go in Europe, to go to Germany, the same model. We're partnering with the car washes, and then get the feed suppliers on board and do the same thing as we're trying to do in UK. Obviously, it will take some time, but the potential is there. There's a big market in Germany. They have over 1.5 million cars, used cars available online at any one given time, and Eastern Europe as well. But for the moment, we just want to get this right in UK, feel people confident that we are the option for number 2, because there is no number 2, as I mentioned before, and that's one of the reasons which give us that drive, that motivation to fight and to be different, to get this product out in front of millions of people, and obviously engage with them on the nice way. Because the competitors are quite strong. As you know, Car Guru is an ex-Trips Advisor founder. He has lots of money, which well done, fair play to him. They're fighting a lot to PCP, but I think we can have a different path to enter to the market, which we already do, and it proves to work.
Yeah. Well, it's something I said to you guys earlier, that in this age where everyone's talking about online, obviously you're an online business still, but it's quite old school the way you're going about it, but it obviously works.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're going back to the point that Stefan made earlier. You know, AutoTrader, you go cast your mind back to the shop faces when it was a printed magazine.
Yeah.
They had that brand presence and they built it over the years, and that's what people have remembered and kind of, you know,
Is
why
that
they
what,
stick there.
that AutoTrader thing, is that what made you think buses?
Not just
car
that,
washes,
I'm
or-
looking at Alexander when he launched Zoopla.
Right.
If you look in Zoopla, the property portal. And I remember clearly the words. I had a chat with somebody in a property because we do a lot of property developments as well. And Zoopla came about before the recession. I said, well, what is Zoopla's going to do? Like, well, and then they massively invest. If you go to underground, if you go into the buses, if you're going billboards, they're everywhere in the street. Zoopla, 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 Zoopla. They challenge right move at a high level.
Yeah.
And their online portal, they don't, but they, the amount of advertising they put in on outdoor, that will come back, and they listed already over £1 billion on the stock market, which is great. And you look at it, somebody said, what Zoopla means, what AutoVolo means. You know, it means nothing, but if you put that message in front of people, inside the car of people, you get these offers with, you know, retailers. You know, we're working in quite exciting. We're not going to release all the information here, but we work in the national scale.
Yeah.
And people will become familiar with the brand, then, you know, you get the right leads, because you don't really want to go and just find a PCP, because, you know, I remember from my old age when I used to be bored, I used to go and I would love to have a Bentley, you know. I was use Bentley online and then we'll click on the PCP, that's £2 gone.
Yeah.
You know, if you put the brand there and you wait for the customer, because, you know, the customers, if they know there is a brand, a trustable brand there, AutoVolo, when they're looking to buy a car, they will go there, and if they find the right stock, which obviously we have 177,000 now, but we're looking to increase this. We have in the next coming weeks few interesting meetings, and if we grow this to 350,000, then, you know, we got the stock, we got the right product. Why the customer shouldn't stay? And by the way, by today's reports, we have the record on top of all our so-called second competitors. The page views, the time on site, and all this. You know, second after not even 1 year since we launched, which is quite encouraging. You know.
I mean, I was really sceptical when I came down 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I thought these guys telling me about, you know, air fresheners are getting their name out, and you know, the backs of buses.
But obviously we sell them on Amazon now.
Yeah, listen, that's
Amazon and eBay. So
we got air fresheners for sale and people are buying them.
Yeah.
But it's back, you know, it's back to basic. It's back to basic, you know, marketing and advertising. And you're absolutely right. You know, these guys are correct with what they're actually saying. Brand, you know, the brand name out there. You know, the continuous method is getting the name out. You know, at the moment, which I think is really important also to get across this to dealers, is the fact that within the M25 is where AutoVolo have started, and they've obviously concentrated on to make this work, and it's working. You know, I mean, I see the figures, and it's immense what they're actually doing, and the fact that you can get somebody, you know, the numbers that we've seen, typing it into their computer
Direct
or on their
access.
phone, direct access, saying AutoVolo is immense. You know, you could not afford the pay-per-click method with the amount of you know, direct access ones, and that is just down to branding. If we can, for every dealer who invests obviously in the company, if we can get that split equally all over the UK with 1,000 dealers with the AutoVolo branding, and then the AutoVolo
marketing
activity round about that dealer's area, you know, it's going to cover the whole of the UK.
And they will get the benefit, because, you know, not just they will get more leads, but there is another 20,000 dealers across the country, which will be interesting to join for a lower package and get some, you know, leads, which obviously automatically will be shared with the 1,000 partners. You know, there is a real potential, and we have the figures. We obviously don't go with the figures today, but on the presentation, if we get these bumps on the seat, we can go through and put exactly the business plan and everything, how it's going to work. And obviously the private sellers, we expose ourselves to, you know, by having this brand presence in the car wash. Obviously, before you thinking advertise your car for sale, you'll go for a wash, for a clean, before you take some pictures. And we are strategically partnership with car washes, even private independents. We sign up with Tesco's. We're looking to develop this network in thousands. And this brand presence, when you wait in the queue to wash your car, you stay about 7-8 minutes. If you have the banner in front of your eyes,
Yes, that there, yeah.
you just type in, and that's why we see a lot of outcome,
And then you hold up your phone next to your car
Yeah.
and you think,
Yeah. And then you get the promo code voucher, obviously, become cheaper to advertise. And that sector as well, is a big sector to be explored as well.
I mean, Tesco, as an example, they have 5 million shoppers a week go through the car park. So we have a 2-metre advertising board there, which people will kind of see in and out. They wash 4 million cars a year, and everyone that goes through, they get branded paper mats, AutoVolo. They get an air freshener, which typically hangs up there for 4-6 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's a constant reminder of the brand. So it's not an impulse buy to suddenly decide to change your car. So it's a long-term kind of process, in terms of the brand awareness and building.
and you're focusing on that being in the back of their head.
Exactly, yeah, and it's about putting the brand where the motorist is, really, on a day-to-day basis, offline. So, we've got these other partnerships which we're kind of working on. Can't divulge too much at the moment, but hopefully by September we should be in about 600 locations around the UK where the motorist frequents on a regular basis. And again, that will start to bring through the direct traffic, which is important because we're not paying for that search. An air freshener in comparison is relatively low cost.
Yeah.
And that's the thing people are saying, how are you going to be able to do this when you need millions, your budget needs to be 6 figures. But it's kind of the way you approach it, or the way you can kind of do things differently, smarter with the money. So it's not.
I think there's always going to be skeptics
Yeah.
out there. How simplistic the business model is, but it's so effective. It's absolutely effective, and simplicity is normally the best way forward.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs, well, he did pretty well in simplistic. Didn't he?
If we had this show back in 1996, I was saying that Nokia will disappear as a brand. You will say that I have some problem with my head. If we look around today, we can't see Nokia anymore. And this piece, there was an Olympic Games or football games, their board was everywhere. And this is kind of give us that courage that is possible. First of all, to make the change, you have to take some action. If you putting your eyes on that wall, you cannot see through. You have to use your mind eyes to go further down the line and say, okay, that's our goal. This is how we want to achieve. This is how we're going to go. Your learning is a learning curve. But the flexibility with us is we are not a corporation one, we are a private one. And if we get this partnership with the honest, decent dealers, I don't want to have this type of dealers which are advertising with the auto trader, they haven't got even a showroom or this or this. I don't want none of these people. I want to have a quality people like kind of Jim Reid will have like Alexis from Portsmouth, Nimesh, and these quality independent dealers which they really care about the stock. They're investing money to get that product to the customer at the high level.
How are you going to ensure that though?
Well, we have the right decision to pick. We're not going to just say, okay, just come with us because we're desperate to have you on board. No, we have Jim here to make a good assessment. He has enough experience in this sector, and even we gone today for phone calls, and he said, "Wow, there's a lot to be changed." I said, "Yeah, I know," and it's good because you have somebody which has experience in the industry, and that was the same when I started 10 years ago in business. I started in Westminster digging holes. I wasn't wearing a suit. I was in the groundwork, boots and stuff, and could see the politician driving next to me and stuff. And I set up my business, but I dedicate myself, and then I came across with people from the industry, like high level. They quite liked what I did, and they give me the opportunity to develop myself. And today I got the business is up and running, turning up millions without my involvement or just minor involvement. And the same as in car industry. We came as a new kids. We thought about so many things, and then we came onto the reality, and somebody told us, "Whoa, hold on, this is a congested market." Well, we didn't took that as a threat. We keep going, we keep knocking, we keep digging. So there is a saying, in order to open 1,000 doors, you must knock in 10,000. And you have to keep going, keep doing it. The result doesn't happen overnight in any business. But if you're doing for good strategy, you have a good marketing in place, and you persevere all the time to achieve that goal, there is no way you can achieve it.
I think that's great advice for any car dealer as well, isn't it?
There is no way you can achieve it. If you have a target sales for June, July, and if you approach the right customers, you have the right approach for the people, if you have the right, business model, and even a coffee make a difference when you go into the showroom.
Yeah.
That will make a difference. I'm telling you, because we are human. We need that touch, that attention. And that coffee will take away one scratch from your car. That coffee will make a difference. That little touch from the customer journey, And we're looking to develop something unique, which is not being launched yet. But we're looking to develop kind of cashback for the customer.
Right.
With the app, we will talk about that at the right time. Which obviously, everyone when buys a car spends the money, and we love to have some cashback on the end. And we kind of getting some things together to offer that product for the consumer.
So I guess we covered the why people would want to be with you guys. But I guess the other big question about 1,000 Voices that people are wondering is, what are they going to get out of it? How much influence are they going to have?
Well, the influence will be maximum, even they're going to have 20%. I would like to treat this as a family. Like Richard Branson says, is nothing better than a family-run business, when you get people involved. If you look at Facebook Corporation, 250 billion value. But Zuckerberg sits down with his developers, from the programmer to the designer to the marketing people, and he sits down, they make decision together. And look at the success they make. Tremendous success. They make a success at the high level. That shows that the communication and, take away the selfishness and, I did it, we is a powerful word. If we know how to put these words together and share the same value, the same vision, there is no way you're not going to succeed. And we have met this Stuart, he had the background to work on sales for many years for Lord Sugar. And once we met and discussed, and we have that friendship relation. We developed something, we talked together, even with Jim Reid. We met him first, and we went through the figures, we kind of click on the same level of understanding. Yeah. And if we can get these people together and an honest approach and speaking to them and tell them the reality, why you shouldn't pay the money there and there and there, because of this, because of this, because of that. Why you should change your way of approaching the customer, because this is the result. And they will understand, they will come, because nobody spent this time on this sector to be transparent, to be honest, and to be fighting for them. Everybody comes to this sector, try to regulate them, try to tell them how much to price the cars, try to tell them how much to part exchange their cars. We're not going to do none of that. It's their business. What we're going to try to do, improve their quality of service. Because improving the quality of service bring a higher return. It's as simple as that. You don't need to be an economical degree. You don't need to be a high, educated person to realize that that little touch will make a difference. And with us, it will be like a family. We will have an open book on the table. I say, this is the budget we spent so far. If we have this budget, this is what we're going to achieve. This is going to take this time and this and this and that. We had a phone call from the head of Google, which she saw our growth online, and he was quite impressed, Scott Sinclair from Google UK. And he called us up saying, we have a lunch and I want to become your manager. I said, well, that's great news if you pay for the lunch. But he's coming this week. He's coming this week to meet us. He said,
fantastic.
No, I could see that for many years somebody tried to be number 2, but it was tough. But now I can see the potential in you guys, and we will try and invite him down to this 1,000 Voices presentation for people to give their statement, because we're not trying to make this up and sell this to people. We don't try to sell this 1,000 Voices. We're trying to put it on the table on a transparency page, and people can come and make the judgment.
But you guys are the one to watch. That's what I'm getting from this.
Well, yeah, we're trying to.
I think the main thing here you can see is the
Yeah,
passion,
a
isn't
lot
it?
of passion.
There's
Which makes one of the biggest differences, doesn't it?
there's passion for change. There is an absolute passion for change. Not only with these guys, there's a passion for change with the dealers.
I love good service. I love cars. I love people to treat people like they deserve to be treated. And we had as we deployed these pepper mats on the car washes, and one customer obviously bought a car from a dealer, from a competitor, I won't mention name. And because he had the paper mats of AutoVolo, he contacted AutoVolo. He bought the car for a so-called dealer. And after 2 days, the car broke and he couldn't get hold of the dealer. He tried to call the customer service of that brand and whatever, but he couldn't get hold of it. And, you know, said, the last chance is you. I had these paper mats in the car. Oh. We said, right, it's fine. We're going to investigate. And I was prepared to go, you know, to our solicitor and to take a legal action to try and find out. But in the end, the dealer came back to the person and refunded him the money, which I was quite glad. But I said to my staff, look, let's sort this thing out. It's about sorting this customer out. He bought the car, he got a receipt, he has a receipt. He didn't buy it through AutoVolo, but because he had the paper mats there,
It's got your name on
it. The guy said, you're my last chance, what do I do now? They said, okay, give us the information, I will take the further step to the solicitor to take, you know,
fantastic.
go and investigate what's happened, because there is a Consumer Credit Act, you know, people have rights as well, you know, there is few dealers there which make life difficult for this kind of quality dealers. And this have to get, you know, that message, you can't mess about. You know, let's stick together, let's create something which is reasonable, you make your margins, just don't mess around with the industry, you know. A car dealer has to have his prestige, you know, his image in front of everything. You can't just, you know, overnight set up a company and then Stuart spoke to a few of them, so I'm going to close my company next month. You know, we don't want none of those dealers to be partnered with us, but I think with these people experience, we can learn a lot and we can educate, try and put this back to the market, put this back to the dealers and let them understand the difference, you know.
That's fantastic.
I think it's given them the platform to have a say in the industry. Not saying we can do everything that everybody puts forward, because managing 1,000 voices will be a challenge, obviously. But,
yeah, definitely. I don't envy you doing that.
But you know, it's there. It's as close you're going to get to kind of a dealer-owned website without all the strings and the costs that go with that. And it's kind of back to basics. I mean, what do dealers really want at the end of the day? They want quality leads and inquiries, and they want to pay a sensible fee per month for advertising their stock. Yeah. And if we can deliver on both of them fronts, then that's the name of the game, basically.
I completely agree. So, I mean, you know, we didn't expect to get it from nothing.
No.
You know,
with a business to run and overheads to pay.
Absolutely. But I mean, you know, paying a sensible amount for a sensible amount of leads is definitely the way forward, you know, so...
Yeah, but also dealers need to understand, they're spending money on a few other options, which they shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think as dealers...
I'm happy if they spend money on AutoTrader, because they get in the leads, but I'm not happy about a few others there on the market, which they're spending a significant amount of money.
And get no return, probably. So.
And, you know, that's why you get AutoTrader.
So you're trying to pull those people over.
So maybe relook at what you're doing from a consolidation point of view, rather than advertising with 4 or 5 and you're not really quite sure where it's coming from. You know, maybe take that investment and trim it down and say, okay, let's get behind a smaller number, and hopefully, you know, it's like having a bet on the Grand National. There's 40 runners and riders, and who are you going to put your money on for the each way bet? Or is it on the nose?
You use a few different portals and Facebook and Twitter, and do you find, if you just sort of hone down, I guess, what works for you in your area?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, we analyse continually. You know, we analyse the marketplace continually, and we're only a small company, but you've got to make sure you're spending the money in the right places. If you're not spending the money in the right places, it's game over.
And would you say it's worth taking a punt on these guys?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. That's, you know, that's why I'm sitting here with these guys. You know, with regards to the dealer side of things, you know, it's likely easier for me because I can see the figures. You know, and I've got an insight obviously into it. But you know, it's a massive opportunity for dealers. It's a massive opportunity to get behind and get in early with these guys, because once that 1,000 voices are gone, they're gone.
Yeah,
you know, you've got to be in quick. You've got to make sure that you're in quick to get a piece of the auction, I think.
And we're all going to be the ones in Barbados in 5 years' time.
We'll buy a bigger boat.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, on that note, thank you guys. Thank you, Stefan, Stuart and Jim. Sorry.
Thank you.
Mind in completely wrong place. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back again soon, and you can leave your comments below if you're on YouTube, or you can tweet us on Twitter. We're at TradePlace TV, and we will see you soon. Thank you.